yourself. I think with confidence, we can, I mean, we know it takes years to build, seconds to break. And because we're on a social platform, we have all of those, the evils of what if I get a negative remark? What if I get a comment and, it throws me off? You've got a lot to deal with being a social influence and being sort of a voice online, especially if you're turning up authentically as that you've always got that, oh my God, am I actually enough? So yeah, I am going to be sharing a little bit of my journey with you. I don't find it very easy to talk about myself, so please bear with me as I sort of open myself up to you. Um, because I think it is important to understand where I actually came from. And I'm hoping that me sharing my journey will sort of show you that, it's just started.
Hmm.
It's putting the wheels in motion. You don't have to be perfect to be successful. You really don't. Um, but it's just being self-aware. I do feel like self-confidence and self-awareness are two, they kind of interlink, and you can become more confident if you're aware of the things that sort of are holding you back. So that's what we're going to talk about. So there is a couple of people that are waiting to come in. Once it gets to about 2 minutes past, I'm going to not allow anybody else in, because I am going to be, like I said, opening up and sharing sort of my story tonight with you. And I just don't want any interference. So those that can't come in on time won't be in for this session, because I do find this really difficult, I'm not going to lie. So as we're doing it now, I'm just going to show you a screen. Do want some visuals for you as well. I've got some visuals. If I can use this computer today. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So a bit temperamental, this Mac. Let's have a look. Oh, can you all see that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. We've gone forward, we've gone back, we've gone inside out. Right, okay. So as you're coming on, ladies, just mute yourselves for me. Like I said, if you do know of anybody trying to get in from now, they're not going to be able to get in. Because like I said, we are going to be going through sort of storytelling and connecting with yourselves and unlocking your ultimate confidence tonight, and it needs my full attention. So first of all, ladies, I just want to start by saying you are all amazing in your own right. Okay. You all have something within yourselves that you probably don't even know right now. And you are the only one that is in between who you are right now and the very best version of you. The only thing that's going to get in the way is you. And it's really difficult for me to say that sometimes, because I always see the potential in other people more than they see it for themselves. So I see it for all of you, and some of you might not even see it the way that I see it for you just yet. But I'm hoping that my belief in your abilities over the up and coming months just gives you that self belief until you start believing it yourself. So I may get emotional tonight, um, because I know what it's like to come from a place where you have no confidence. And I know what it takes to build yourself up. But I also know that it's possible. So you might think, I'll never get to ultimate confidence. But I'm telling you that you can. It's about putting your best foot in front of the other, and every day just showing up as the very best version of you right now, and not forgetting to, constantly sort of keep your eyes forward to the ultimate goals. Because if one person, please hear me out when I say this, if one person can have success, unshakable belief, unshakable confidence, go into a room and light it up, I believe everybody can. It's about learning the skills. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. And it's to notice when things come into your life and knock you for six. It's being aware of the things that trigger you. And that will help you sort of step into a more confident version of you. So ladies, let me just rewind back to say 2013 when my life was a mess. So those of you that know my story will know this already. Some of you might have heard this quite a lot, but I'm just going to say it again. I was in a job that I absolutely hated. You know, I was constantly looking at my watch going, when's it going to be home time? Do you know, one of them, like constant. I was in a relationship that was toxic. I was an ex-drug addict. I was living in government funded accommodation, and I was riddled with anxiety and depression. And I genuinely, ladies, didn't know how I was going to get out of this place where the only way that I can describe it is that it was just dark. It was dark. It was miserable. Every night I would go home praying for a way out of where my life was, and I just didn't know how I was going to get there. I had no vehicle to get there. So my life was what I like to call rock bottom. And even when the industry sort of showed up for me, you know, the £10 that was in my purse was, do I keep the house warm or do I feed myself? This week I couldn't do both. I had debt collectors knocking on the door for money that I didn't have. I was just about to, you know, I was thinking about having a baby in 2013. But yeah, you know, I was having those thoughts and all the rest of it, ladies. And, you know, just a little piece of me was like, Katie, you can have more. And it's not that I knew what I was going to do, it's just internally, I knew that I was destined to more than what my life was at that moment. So I want you to just know that your past experiences and what you have been through doesn't mean that that's going to be your end result. And I hope that my sort of journey through this industry shows you that anything is actually possible. You just got to have that little bit of belief. And when I say a little bit, ladies, it was literally this much. You know, I had this little much, you know, where I was like, actually, can I actually do this? Can I actually do this? Just a little ounce of it. What kind of outweighed the doubt was this hunger. I had this unshakable hunger, not confidence. I had this unshakable hunger for more. I didn't want to live in government funded accommodation anymore. I didn't want to struggle. I didn't want to have to, you know, decide, do I feed myself or do I keep the house warm? And I think, if anything, ladies, it was the hunger for change that got me through the first couple of years in the network marketing space, because I genuinely didn't know what I was doing. So again, I hope that gives you that sort of belief that actually you don't need the skills necessarily, you just need the hunger. So 1, I had no confidence. I was at rock bottom. 2, I didn't have the skills, but I had the hunger. Okay, can you relate to any of this that I'm saying? And ladies, I took massive action. I took massive action to do the right activities to grow the business. I became what I like to call a sponge, where I just soaked up all the information from everywhere and I executed it. Every idea that I had, I put it into action. Everything that my mentors told me to do, I put it into play. And I put in the hours. I was working 16, 17-hour days every day, building the awareness of who I was online. And back then it was the mascara girl. You know, that's what everybody knew me as. You know, and I rocked up as myself, you know, turning up online with no makeup on. I had absolutely no confidence. I was on the floor, but I had this hunger for change. So I showed up regardless. And that's the difference, ladies, is that you don't have to have the confidence to start. You've got to have the hunger to make the changes, because for your life to change, you have to change. You know, for your life to actually do a 360 and change from being in debt to 7 figures, that's not just going to happen from doing jack shit, is it? It's going to take you stepping into it. And I was scared. Every day when I was clicking live, I was almost sick. It used to make me sick. The first event that I attended, ladies, it was one that I set up myself. I don't even know why. I literally was like, right, girls, let's get together. We'll go to Curly Whirlies, which was like a kids' play centre. And as soon as I did it, and everybody was like, yeah, I'll come, I was sick. I threw up. I thought, I can't even believe what I've just said. I'm okay behind a computer screen talking to you, ladies. It made me feel sick because I was riddled with anxiety and depression. Like I said, I was in a toxic relationship. I didn't have much support. And, you know, like I said, I didn't have the confidence, but I had the hunger. But I still went there. And nobody would have noticed. I went in, we had the event, I walked out, and I had a major panic attack as I was getting into the car. I threw up all over my car. Nobody would know, because I had the hunger and I had the confidence in my ability at that moment to do more than what I was doing, because I wanted a different life for me. So I hope me sharing just that snippet of past Katie allows you to see that actually you are the only thing that's in the way of you achieving higher level success. Because if on paper, a girl like me, ex-drug addict, living in government funded accommodation, in debt collectors knocking on the door for money that I didn't have, in a toxic relationship, just about to have a baby, lost, ladies, is all I can say of who I was back then. If I could pull myself together to make a 360 transformational change, then all of you have got absolute no excuses. Absolute no excuses to putting your best foot forward and making your dreams a reality, whatever that is. And do you know what I love about this industry? Is this industry has wrapped its arms around me and provided me with a way to work on my personal development. And this is where my confidence has started to grow. But my confidence is grown because I've got out my own way, number one, and I've started doing the activities, and I've started to get really great responses. So what I mean by that, ladies, is people will come in my inbox and say, do you know what? I feel you. I understand you. I felt like your post resonated with me today. I felt like you was talking to me. Oh, and you know, sharing advice, tips, tricks, all of that kind of stuff. When that started to take shape for me, and people was in my inbox saying, I've learned something from you today, every single message, ladies, gave me that little bit more confidence that I was in the right place, that I was doing the right things, that I was showing up authentically as me, that I was touching people in a way that I never thought was possible for me, because I still had the self-doubt. I still had the self-sabotaging thoughts. I still was telling myself a different story at night time. You know, like, who do I think I am? Can I really build this business? It took me years to knock that little girl out of my head. It took me a long time. And when life throws us curveballs and sort of slams us down, different life experiences happen, it's your personal development that really shines through, and you're like, oh my God, I'm actually way stronger than what I thought I was. And it's your personal development that you think is not sinking in, the books you're reading, the training, the showing up onto calls like this, you think it's not setting in, and then when something happens, you're like, oh my God, I know exactly what I need to do. And you bounce back quicker, faster, quicker and faster every time them curveballs come. Because, ladies, I'm telling you, if you haven't had a curveball in your life your life right now yet, they are coming. They are coming. And you will know, you'll know whether you've been soaking in the information from things like this when those things come, because it's only in the darkest times and the times of trouble where you then start to see how far you've come. You don't see it when life is good. You don't see it when life is comfortable, you know? And this is why they say the people that have had the worst starts in life create the most extraordinary futures, because they've already walked the dark path. So know that whatever has been in your life right now has got you to a place where you are ready for the next steps. Okay. And like I said, confidence takes absolutely years to build. So don't think, why am I not as confident as her? Or can I not show up or talk like her? And why do I not have that energy or that presence? Or why does she have more followers? It all comes in waves, and it all comes into your life when you are ready. That's when it shows up, and that's when it comes. And to be fair, you don't want it to come before you're ready, because you'll sabotage it anyway. You'll sabotage it anyway. So you want your success to come when you are ready. And that's what the Raw Academy and these trainings are all about, is I want to pour into you and teach you everything that I have sort of overcome so you can be ready for it. It's personal development on speed is the best way that I can, explain what we're doing. It's like personal development in speed, where you're just like, oh my God, yeah, I understand, yeah, and you're just soaking it all in. So just remember, and I want you to just highlight this if you've got your paper, confidence takes years to build, okay? Years. And you need to be mentally, physically, emotionally ready for when life throws you curveballs. And the way that you're going to do that is by armoring yourself with as much personal development as you can. Meditation, fitness, your nutrition, your hydration, your sleep, your well-being, the books you're reading, the training, the people you're associating with are all massive parts of your personal growth journey. And you need to put the barriers up for what you allow in. Okay? So that's just some food for thought for you. So this industry will allow you to become the very best version of yourself, because you've got all the resources, all the training, all of the support, and people that have already paved the path, already been through the hard struggles, that just listening in on stories and learning from other people's sort of mistakes, lessons, growth is just going to move the needle for you, like literally move the needle closer for you, and just speed up your success and ensure that you are armored with everything that you need. So there are people that are trying to get into the call, so it just throws me off every time. So girls, you are the main character and author of your story. Do you agree? You hold the pen to your future. You need to let go of the untangle and the mess of what you've been through for you to step into the next phase of your life. If you are constantly looking back, it's going to pull you back. It's going to hold you that way. And can you see how emotional I get when I go back in that place? Because I've learned through therapy, because I've not actually explained the ins and outs, because it's not about that tonight. But at some point I will go deeper into my story. But there's a lot of trauma there, ladies, that I am still dealing with now. When you feel like you've dealt with it, but then when you go back there, you're like, whoa, I wasn't ready for that. I was always taught by my therapist to put a pin in it so you can actually move forward. If you can't forgive and forget, you can't forgive and sort of build a bridge over it, then you've got to put a pin in it and put it to the back of your head so you can move forward with your life. And I think that's where I'm at the moment, where now I feel like I need to explore that again and pull it back, untangle the mess, forgive. You know, I've been reconnected with my faith recently, where I think I'm at that point now in my life where I can forgive, and that's going to level me up even more. So I think that's what it's all about, is just understanding who you are as a person and not allowing yourself to be trapped by your past experiences. Allow yourself to unlock and move forward so you can become the main character and author of your future story rather than being trapped in the past. So, ladies, in a world filled with countless stories, there is one tale that stands above the others, and that's yours. Your story is unique to you. You are the main character of the extraordinary narrative, as we like to call it. You hold the pen, you rewrite the words, you can become whoever you want to become from today. Your journey is unique and it's filled with triumphs, challenges, and everything in between, and everything is important. And in the heart of it all lies a profound truth: you are deserving of boundless self-love. And that's what it all stems from. You have to love yourself to be able to accept more. Okay? True beauty radiates from within when you fully accept and embrace who you are, flaws and all. And that was one of my biggest goals, ladies, when I started this industry. You know, I used to say, I want to light up a room. I want to go into a room, walk into a room, and people go, wow, that was some energy. That was powerful. And that radiation and that sort of aura, that's what I want for everybody. It's truly special. But just remember, just a little reminder, don't let perfection be the enemy. And I am my worst nightmare when it comes to this, because I am a little bit of a perfectionist. You know, I'll sit there and tweak my bio for 4 hours straight in the middle of the night. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh, it doesn't, you know, it's not connecting to my audience, or it's not doing this and it's not doing that. And I'm like, whoa, it's not about that. I am my brand. You know, and as long as I'm being authentically me and I'm showing up as my most confident self, I will attract the right people to my business. You can't say the wrong thing to the right people. Your people are out there for you right now. And if you're trying to perfect everything that you're doing, it might be perfecting that reel, the wording, this, that, and the other. That's going to be your enemy. It's going to put up the walls, because it's not going to then become authentic. You know, just show up as you and create the content that just comes natural. You know, your content might just be you go for running every day and that's what your content is, because that is just natural to you. It might be that you cook every day and that's the only thing that comes natural to you. So that's what your content then becomes, because you'll start attracting people that are doing the same thing as you. Yeah. Try and not overcomplicate being a social voice, because you will attract the right people. So you are a masterpiece in progression. Embrace every stroke, every flaw, every imperfection, because that is what makes you unique. Okay, now we're not going to go over self-love. I don't want to talk about that, but this is what I wanted to go through with you, because I think these are common signs that you're being too hard on yourself. You know, and this is what I want to sort of really work on with you ladies, especially because you're in the sort of starting point of your careers. And these are huge mistakes as well, that if we can rectify them now, then you'll know when you're doing it online, and you can pull yourself away, give yourself a little bit of a self-talk, and then go back to what you're doing. And it's very easy to fall into these categories, okay? Number one, constantly dwelling on your mistakes. This is why you've got to let go of the past, because we've probably made a lot of mistakes in our past. We all have. Try and see them all as lessons learned, okay? And when we dwell on our mistakes, it accomplishes nothing. It's always going to put the barriers up for you to become the very best and most confident version of yourself, okay? All it does is accomplish things that are negative. So, and we always say that when we think about negative, it takes 6, 7 or 8 more positives to cancel out that negative. So if you don't speak to yourself in a positive way every day, then that negative is going to be a constant thing. Without you even realizing it, deep down in the mindset, you're going to be thinking about that mistake. You're going to be thinking about what you did wrong rather than what can I do right? Let's not focus on the mistakes. Let's just see them as lessons learned and let's not do them again. And let's put our best foot forward. So that's number one. So just avoid doing it if you can. We're all human. We all make mistakes, but dwelling on the mistakes is going to make you feel less capable and just miserable in your everyday showing up online. You're not going to be able to give social media high energy if you're thinking that you're making a load of mistakes all the time. All right. Remember what I said, it's a journey. This confidence thing is a journey. Years to build, seconds to break. And these things, being too hard on yourself, dwelling on your mistakes is what's going to knock your confidence rather than boost your confidence. And we want to boost it every day. Number 2 is try and not, and I have to say the word try, because we're on social media. We are constantly looking at influencers that inspire us. Can you see what words I'm using? But if you're in a negative frame of mind or you're being too hard on yourself, what you're going to do? You're going to look at these influencers and you're going to compare yourself rather than seeing inspiration from them. Okay. So there's always someone richer, better looking, more talented, luckier, has children, does better at school, doing better in your niche market. But comparing yourself to those people is going to be dangerous for your confidence. Okay. You don't know what the other person's background is or what their available resources is. You don't know what they've invested in to become that person that you see on social today. Hey, baby, you okay? So just remember that they're on a journey as well, and we don't know what they've had to sort of go through day by day to be that person that you're seeing showing up. And also, can I just flip it? It's not always what it seems as well with some social influencers. I'm not saying everybody, but we know that people filter themselves. Do they really look that beautiful in real life? We really don't know, do we? Do they really live that lavish lifestyle? Because a lot of people post stuff that's from previous years. It might not even be where they're at right now. So you could be feeling really negative or upset about somebody else's success or the way that they look, and they might not even look or have that success. How crazy is that? So that's something to think about. And also they may have a huge advantage. They may have got a following because they might be doing one thing that I always see, collabs with other businesses where the businesses actually invest in their social account and boost it out for them. They put money in it to boost it out for them. So, there's lots of things like that goes on social selling. You're also more likely to compare yourself to exceptional people, which happens. And, we just don't want to do it. It's the root of all evil, I would say, on social media. It's not great. Third is you don't give your own ideas a fair chance. So you will have amazing ideas come to you. I say this all the time. This is why I keep a notepad at the side of my bed, because that's when I kind of, I wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh, that's an amazing idea, and I write it down. But how many of you do that? Do any of you have a notepad at the side of the bed? Or if you have an idea, do you actually follow it through? Be honest with yourselves. Because I would say that's probably been where I've had the most growth. That's where I got business ideas from. What I wanted to offer to my customers as extras has come from that, from having, ideas during the night. Business ideas, business names, team names, challenges, all sorts has all come from my notepads at the side of the bed, believe it or not. And you know what it gets like, especially if you've got kids, you wake up in the morning and it's all forgot about. You've had that idea at midnight and you've not written it down, and then it's gone. So give your own ideas a fair chance. If you do have any ideas, pursue them, ladies, because that could be the golden nugget or the the rocket to the level up that you all want. Okay, and I think we have great ideas, but then because we've got this lack of confidence, we ultimately dismiss it and we go, who do I think I am? I couldn't do that. I couldn't build that. You know, if that's what I did with every single idea that I had, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, that's where I don't even know where the book is now, but the Think Big company came from. I had an idea, I ran with it, I created a tool and I made a lot of money from a planner, an action planner. That was back in 2018. So if you have ideas and it seems like a good one, it probably is. Like, do not overlook it, get it written down. And if you have the time to pursue it, get it done. Don't talk yourself out of these ideas because what's for you comes to you for a reason. You know, I'm a firm believer of that. So we need to just be a little bit more aware and try and not be as hard on yourself. Okay, these are just common signs that you are being a little bit too hard on yourself. Number 4 is you spend too much time thinking about your past failures. The past is the past. Okay, we've learned that tonight, haven't we, with my story? Past does not define you. You know, there's always something in there that can sort of knock us off our path. You know, if you're constantly focusing on the negative experiences, you're failing to accept yourself and your current reality. You know, when you're all so much further on than what you were when I first met you all anyway. You know, you've all improved in your own ways. You can't take a compliment well is another one. This one, ladies, I've got a little challenge for you actually with this because, I mean, I'm fine with it now, but this used to make me feel sick. You know, people will come up on my live and they'd say, oh, your makeup looks nice, or, oh, your lashes look great. And I could not take the compliment. I'd kind of just bat it away or I'd ignore it. Now I make a conscious decision that when somebody, and you'll probably see it on my social media, when somebody compliments me, like I've had people compliment me on my motherhood, on the way that I am with Maddox recently, and I say thank you. I actually say the words thank you. I'm accepting that, yes, I am a good mother. Yes, I am patient. Yes, I am a really great role model for my children. And I think when you start saying those things to yourself, that is going to boost your confidence as well. Would you agree? So instead of batting the compliments away, make a conscious decision today that you're going to accept them by saying thank you. Just say thank you when people give you a compliment. Another one is you're unrealistic. Being unrealistic might be seen as being too kind to yourself, but it's not. You know, if you truly don't have what it takes to become an MBA star or a Rhodes Scholar or a CEO, you're not doing yourself any favors by holding on to unrealistic expectations. You're ultimately being hard on yourself. Okay, because guess what? If you've got the skills, you can become an MBA player. If you've got the skills, you can be a scholar. If you've got the skills, you can become your CEO. You know, it's about having the confidence to learn the skills, to execute, to then boost your confidence to become the best version of you. That's how it goes. It's a cycle, ladies. The very best at everything, the very best 1% of the world in everything had to start not knowing what they're doing and probably thinking that dream is unrealistic. I can't achieve that. Why not? Why not? Because if it's a priority in your life and you're doing the steps to make that happen, why not? Okay, so it's not easy to accept yourself. It's really not. It's not easy to talk about yourself. It's not easy to do anything when it's for yourself. When it's for other people, it's so much easier, you know? This is what I'm saying. We all seem to be so much more invested in everybody else's success. I think we need to just focus a little bit more on our own. We've been taught that the ideal person is financially successful, is as athletic, is attractive, is funny, creative, life and soul of the party. And we think that we won't tick any of those boxes. You can tick as many of those boxes as you want, as long as you work on the skills. Okay? So accept yourself as you are, but also accept the person that you could potentially be. Okay? And we all know that we don't accept ourselves as much as we should. I think we're all in agreement, especially if you're a mother, grandmother. I know Arlene's on, she's a grandmother as well. We will put the needs of everybody else before ourselves, and for us to truly be the best mother, grandmother, friend, partner to our families, we have to pour into us first. And this was the hardest thing for me. I really struggled accepting that I needed to put me first, because actually I was giving my family a disservice not doing that. So from tonight, ladies, I want you to start putting you first, to start building on that self-acceptance. Okay, so ladies, I have a lot of things that I could talk about tonight, but I don't want to keep you very long. Let me just stop this share for a second. So are we all in agreement that we are in our own way? Yeah. And the only way that you guys can become the very best version of you is if you break down the walls. And the only way you're going to do that in this business is by taking massive action. Find out what it is that creates the hunger for change for you. Okay, what is it that you want different in your life? And it might not even be financial. You know, mine was that I wanted to look myself in the mirror and be okay with what looked back. My issue with not having confidence was, one, the past trauma, but also I have something called facial paralysis, which is where one side of my face doesn't work as well as the other side. And it's always been a, what's the word? It's always been an issue for me, you know. And I said, one of my goals was that I wanted to walk in ultimate confidence, but it was more of a, I want to be able to look in the mirror and like when I look back without sort of, oh God, you know, my eye looks lazy today, or, you know, you know, just picking at whatever, you know, the things that we see. I didn't want to do that. And I know that I'm at this place now where it doesn't bother me. You know, I see the facial paralysis is unique. It gives me a story to connect with women who are going through confidence issues. I now see it as, well, it's just a part of me, and I've accepted it. Because, like I said, you've got two pathways with anything that is a struggle. You either see it and you let it consume you, or you see it, you notice that it's there, and you work on feeling better about it so you can move past it. Do you know what I mean? So figure out what it is that creates that hunger for you. We all want a better life. We all want to look in our bank account and see 12,005,675 £. We all want to see a mobile number in our bank balance, don't we? Because guess what? Money gives us choices. And if we all showed up on a Sunday on a bank holiday, and you know, you didn't have that little bit of hunger for monetization and a healthy bank balance, then, you know, what are we doing here? Because money gives us choices. But let's find a deeper meaning of why we're here. Do you want to walk in ultimate confidence? Do you want to be a role model for your daughters? Do you want to create a legacy to leave behind? Is there something that's been holding you back for years that you want to overcome? We've all got a story. Figure it out, because that will help you become so much more than just a social seller and an influencer. That's going to help you become a voice online, a voice of value. And that's going to take you from being a mediocre business owner online to what I like to call an influence. And that's what I want for everybody in the Raw Academy. I don't want tidgy-midgy pieces of success for you all. I want life-changing legacy for each and every one of you. That's what I want long term. So, well, it's not what I want. It's, what do you want? What do you want from this experience? What do you want from this business? What do you want for the next year, 5 years, 10 years for you? What does it look like? Because like I said, you hold the pen to your future story. We can go as extravagant as we like. Set the hunger. Hunger over skill, hunger over confidence. Firm believer, because I didn't have any of that when I started. I had none of it, but I had this deep desire for more. Deep, burning desire for more. I didn't want to go to work for somebody else again. I didn't want to struggle month in, month out. I didn't want to constantly be in this place of just deep, dark, negative self-talk and, you know, experiences, life experiences, trauma. That's the best way to call it. A traumatic life. Look at her. Honestly, never a dull moment in this house. Do you like them new sunglasses? Yeah? Yeah.
They're out of your bag.
Yeah, they're out of my bag because that means they're mine, you know. Honestly, this is... And you know what? I'm so glad that over the past 11 years, I've been working on my confidence, because that's the reason why Harley is as confident as she is, because she sees me every day. Now, if I would have had Harley first, she probably would have seen a different side to me. Do you know what I mean? Whilst I was sort of figuring myself out. It's a blessing. This business is a blessing because it's allowed me to become a great role model for Harley, you know, for my little girl. Would you agree, House?
I would agree.
You agree? Okay, well, that's nice to know. Yeah, thank you for that. Fantastic. She's been doing a fashion show with me before this, wouldn't you?
Even I put a nappy on me.
She went walking in with Maddox's nappy on. She had a helmet on, a unicorn helmet at one point. Then she went out and she come back in with a Minnie Mouse ears. And then she went back out. She come back in and she had a nappy on. I'm like, this is fantastic. And then you got changed about 3 or 4 times, and then you come with
what I come in.
Yeah, and then you come with a princess crown on. And what did Daddy say? He was like, right, Harley, you're messing about now. I'm trying to watch this telly. He just doesn't understand. And I'm like, don't worry, babe. We won't let him dull your sparkle. You go put on something else. Let's go, girl. Let's go. So, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You don't realise the people that are watching you. And I'm not just talking about your children. I'm talking about online. You're going to inspire the masses without even realising it, okay? Some of them will probably not even talk to you just yet. They're just watching. Where's my lipstick? I've had enough of you nicking my lipsticks is what I've had enough of. You cheeky monkey. You need some lipsticks?
Yes.
I've got some perfume if you want a bit of that. Be careful though. Don't squirt yourself in your eyes.
Again.
Oh, right. Is that how you put it on? Okay, fantastic. So, yeah, you never know who it is that you're going to inspire. So, just keep showing up, ladies. Like I said, as the very best version of you. And know that you are a work in progress. And the more that you do things, the more confident you're going to be. The more you know, your language is going to come out with a different energy. It's hard to explain because I quivered. I was like this, hiding my face when I was showing products in the beginning, and now I come with a different sort of posture. You know, the words I use are different. My persona and the way of my energy is different to what it was when I first started. And it only comes from when you do things time and time. I don't know how I'm managing this with her like this. Do you know what I mean? And too much perfume. She's found another one now. Mummy does love her perfumes. I've got a lot in my bag. Shall we do our skincare and then go to Bobo's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
skincare.
Skincare and then Bobo. You can't use that one. That's retinol. You can't use that on your skin.
Yeah.
Not that one, no.
Yeah.
Babe, you can't use that one. I've got one for you upstairs. Give me strength, please. Love you. Right, girly whirlies. I am
See
going. Adios, amigos. Say it. Say it. Adios, amigos.
Adios, amigo, gossip.
She is something else, that girl. You're funny, aren't you?
I am. You can't stop talking.
Who can?
You.
I know. This is why Daddy goes, you've been in there all too long. You said you were going to be half an hour, but you've been
Why
3
taking a
hours. Why are you
picture?
going to be so long?
Why taking a picture? Get off it.
Right, girls. I'm going to love you and leave you. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Okay, we're going to do a quick accountability call on Wednesday, connect on Wednesday, and then please be with me on Sunday as well. Following week we'll connect on Sunday and we're going to go through some more training.
Yeah.
Okie dokes.
Okay. Even I'm going to the church with Mum.
Yes, we are. Yeah. She's telling you all my secrets, isn't she? And everyone's like, she's going to church? Yes. Reconnecting with my faith. Hallie is very much into her faith, by the way, ladies. Very much. She loves going to church, don't you? Because you go to a Church of England school. Tell them where Jesus is.
In the sky.
No. What did you say?
In the church. In our hat.
That's what you said to me.
In our hat. God's in our hat.
God, that's it. God is in all of our
We
hearts.
can't talk about
The God.
No, we can't talk about the devil.
No, we can't. So funny.
We can't talk about the devil.
You are a little devil.
You're a devil.
So, my girls, thank you again for tuning in. I will see you all.
Alligators.
I'll see you all on Wednesday, okay?
Bye,
And then again on
alligators.
Sunday. See you later, alligator in a wild crocodile. Love
We're
you.
getting our skin colors.
Bye, girls. You're
Come on,
so
let's get our
funny.
skin colors.
You're so funny, Harley.